Hi guys, welcome back to Sunday League to Champions League. My name is Chris, aka Big Will, and today we have our first league game of the season against Hoffenheim. Of course, the big story for today's episode, as always at the start of the season, is our transfer window. We are still trying to conduct some business, but we are waiting for funds to become available. Um, I doubt they will be because we are trying to sell one or two players and they're not going anywhere. So it's proving to be a little bit of a hard one this summer because the transfer revenue is still only at 40%. The board will not increase it either. So we're working on a very limited budget basis. Um, in terms of pre-season, very mixed bag of results. We've rotated a lot as well. Got some good wins in there. Had some poor defeats as well. Reading in particular was a poor defeat. But other than that, we've not done too bad. We played our first team in the testimonial for one of the Leon players, and we won in that game, which was good. We won 8-1 in the Pokal first round against a non-league side. And there are a few new names that you'll notice amongst the goal scorers as well, which we will have a look at momentarily. In terms of the start of the season, we've got a few tough games. Well, we've got a lot of tough games, to be fair. Union Berlin and Werder Bremen are the two promoted sides. Hoffenheim should be a decent test for us, but we've got the likes of Wolfsburg, Augsburg, who beat us twice last season, and Bayern Munich um, as some of our first games, and it's going to be an extremely tough start. For the next round of the Pokal as well, we've got our rivals Köln. We play away against them in the second round of that as well. But overall, it seems to be a reasonably spread out fixture list in relation to the teams that we're playing. We have got a Conference League qualifying round to get through as well against Kisvara, who are in the top league in Hungary. I'm not going to show any of those games. I feel that it should be relatively straightforward for us. um, but again, we'll see how things go. In terms of squad registration, I have made a little bit of a mess up. We haven't got a lot of German players. So obviously we've had to register a very small squad for the Conference League, but I feel it is a tournament that we could potentially go quite far in, and hopefully we will do so. Anyway, without any further ado, let's have a look and see what we've done in the transfer window. We've spent about £36.5 million. We've received £24.5 million. We'll go through the outgoings first. Ismail Sabari went to Troyes in the end for £11.25 million. He had a future fee agreed on his loan deal last season after playing 20 matches, which he played far more than that. So that deal became permanent. Frederick Start was a young player that we had. He's gone to Magdeburg on a permanent deal for £250,000. Again, he wasn't really going to make the grade for us. Mehmet Aydin, who was out on loan as well last season, he's gone for £1 million to Nuremberg. Carlos Elena, the older midfield player, we brought him in on a free transfer last season just to fill the void a little bit. He's gone to Darmstadt on a free transfer. And I wasn't too sure about this move, but it had to happen because he wanted to leave anyway. Ladislav Kreshki has gone to Al Shabab for £12 million. I mean, he's 31 years of age, and to be honest, to get that kind of a fee, I'm pretty pleased with, in all honesty. So he left there for there. A few players did get a little bit on me back about it because obviously he's a team leader at the club, but I feel it was a no-brainer, to be honest, to get £12 million for him. Worked out quite well. We did have a couple of deals, of course, last season that we loaned in, and they became permanent at the start of the transfer window, which were Pablo from Real Madrid for £2 million and Rock Collar from Mura for £2.5 million. But we've basically gone on a bit of a shopping spree for young players again. Casper Nilsson is coming from Malmo for £1.9 million. As you can see, immediately coming into a bigger European league, his valuation has shot up drastically. He's a very good centre forward. He can also play on the right hand side. Extremely good finisher with a really good technique and first touch as well. Good dribbling, very determined character, exciting type player, plenty of flair. Off the ball movement is great. And he's particularly quick as well with a good work rate. So for 1.9 million, it was a steal. And hopefully he will become a key player for us. Again, £1.9 million, not a lot of money spent. Georgi Anastasov, Again, came in relatively cheap, £2.5 million from CSKA Sofia in Bulgaria. He can play in defensive midfield. I've largely brought him in to be a centre back, but I mean, again, physical attributes looking pretty strong. Defensive attributes again pretty strong. He's only 18 years of age. The only downside where he is at centre back is that he's only 6 foot tall, but he's got I mean, and his jumping reach isn't great either. So holding midfield might be a better position for him, but again, we'll see how he fits into the squad. Again, concentration, determination, bravery, all very good. Positioning and teamwork are excellent as well. And like I say, defensive attributes, very solid. And again, value has pretty much tripled since his signing. Matteo Di Sabato, bit of a strange one, this one from AC Milan. £250,000. We've put him into our second team for the time being. And I mean, he's 6'4", and I think he could definitely prove to be a good player for us. Really good work rate and teamwork, very determined character as well. And again, if his defensive attributes do improve, I feel that he could be a decent player for us, to be honest. He can also play at right back, but at 6'4", I do want him to start at centre back. Really good jumping reach as well. So where set pieces are concerned, he could be a danger. Lewis Miley, we brought in central midfield, free transfer, formerly of Newcastle. He's been a very bit part player and he's only made substitute appearances largely for them. He did make one start a few years ago, but he's never really settled into the side, which is unfortunate. Um, Again, free transfer, and I think to be honest, he'll give us that extra option in midfield. I think he's a good signing, to be honest. And with a decent valuation on him, if nothing else, we would potentially be able to sell him for a profit as well. Um, and I think he can still develop a bit more. At 24, he has got a bit of time to improve. Jiri Havo has come in from Slavia Prague, £9.25 million, an extremely good young centre back. Again, only 19, 18 caps already for the Czech Republic, and obviously we've signed him for just over 9 million. His valuation is nearly at 90, so you can tell how much of an exciting prospect this lad is. His heading leaves a lot to be desired. He's 6'1" though, with a good jumping reach, so he will be a good centre back for us. Concentration, determination, work rate, all very good. And yes, his defensive attributes do need a bit of improvement, but I mean, at 19 years of age, he's got plenty of time. So hopefully he will settle into the side quickly. Ruben Ornelas is coming from AS Roma for 5.5 million. Again, I think we just needed that extra option in central midfield. He could have an opportunity this season. His technical attributes aren't great. It must be said, they do need some work, but he's got good technique on him with a good first touch, and his passing could improve as time goes on. But his mental attributes, again, bravery, determination, really, really good player, and his physicals are pretty strong as well. So hopefully he could be a good workhorse in that midfield for us. And lastly, so far, Yao Martins. We brought him in from Celtic, £12 million, 12.5 million, I think. He could play left back and right back, so we've got that extra bit of cover now at full back. Portuguese under 21 international. I mean, I think he's a fantastic prospect, this lad. Bravery, 17, concentration and determination, extremely good. Marking and tackling, also very good. And again, pretty strong physicals. It says he's had poor uh, like advisements in terms of training, so we will have to monitor him carefully. But overall, I think we've done extremely well with our transfer business. We have got a relatively small squad, though it has to be said. We've only got 22 players in the first team at the moment. I am trying to get in another defender at the minute as well. I don't think we're going to be able to do it. We've delayed it already a couple of times, um, but Daniel Harris was available from Arsenal. We've tried to get in Eman Cospo a few times, and again, it just ends up being a little bit too much money, so we'll take him off the short list. And we do need a new goalkeeper as well, but again, financially, we just cannot get the money to process any kind of deal. So we are going to have to stick with what we've got. But Daniel Harris, like I say, I think he's excellent. I mean, he's an England international, and Arsenal just don't want him. And I find it a bit of a strange one. He can play out wide or at centre back. And again, 6'4", he's a big, big boy to have in that defence. But again, like I say, I really don't know exactly how things are going to go with that one. Um, £7 million is all we'd be able to. It's all we're paying for him. Should we be able to get him through the door? We're trying to sell Constant Elias. Nobody wants him, so it's a bit of a tough one. Cal Jakobine's going to be our #1 this season. He has been injured though during pre-season, unfortunately, and it could be a tough debut in the Bundesliga for Rock Collar today as we go into this game against Hoffenheim. We have changed the tactical style a little bit this season. We've gone to a gegenpress system. It just suits the players a little bit better for the players that we actually have at the club. Despite being transfer listed, Constant Elias will start on that left-hand side today. Chavlina is wide right with Yatta up front. Katala, Ornelas and Kone are the midfield three. Garcia, Chiarodia, Anastasov and Emerson at the back with Collar in goal. And again, we've got a very small squad. Eamon Carrier would normally be in that midfield, but he's currently injured. Kwanzaa doesn't quite make it into the squad. As you can see, plenty of good match practice in the previous match against the non-league side in the cup. So there's opportunities out there for some of these players to really stamp their authority onto the side and just give themselves a chance, to be fair. I'm not too sure how gegenpress is going to work for us. We have been a little bit hit and miss in pre-season, but at the same time, we have looked a lot more aggressive going forward. So it'll be an interesting one. But again, the other area we wanted to improve aside of goalkeeper, which we haven't been able to do, was up front. And again, we haven't really been able to do it. I know we've got Kasper Nilsson in, but again, we haven't got anyone of quality finishing with the experience at this level. So it'll be an interesting season, I think. And I'd be quite happy if we do similar this season to what we did last season. Qualifying for the Conference League was a good achievement, and I think we can do it again, to be fair. And here is Constant Elias into Fran Garcia. Chance to get it into the penalty area, fires it across, and there is the first goal of the season. Baldo Chavlina with the finish. Really nicely done from Fran Garcia on this left-hand side. And it's only taken us 3 minutes here to take the lead. Excellent move. And Constant Elias exchanging passes with Fran Garcia, who he got closed down by 2 players, but still managed to fire in the cross. And Yatta quite poor there, really, to not get a touch on it. But Chavlina was there and alert to get the finish. And we have an early lead. Emerson here with the throw into Ornelas. Back to Emerson. Ornelas again. Into Kone. Chavlina into the penalty area. Chance to strike. And there is 2-0. 5 minutes in and a brace for the Croatian kid. Chavlina, and what a start here. Fantastic stuff. And again, our wing-backs certainly being instrumental, and Chavlina with a nice finish, completely wrong foot in the goalkeeper, Jaugen Salves, and a very, very good start here. And again, I'm hoping with the fact that we're playing a little bit more aggressive going forward, it will suit the likes of Chavlina, and it certainly seems to be the case so far. Emerson picks it up again after a poor set piece, really. And again, we've not really been able to sign a set piece taker either, which is again a bit of a concern. But it is what it is. We just have to roll with it and see what happens. Chiarodia with a lovely pass there into Ornelas, and now Chavlina. He is on a hat trick already, and he's cut into the penalty area. And Jaugen Salves with the save, and that was nearly a hat trick inside 20 minutes. Fran Garcia now with the corner, swings it in toward the near post. It's just about cleared away. Catalan wins a header, and Chavlina managing to win the second ball, but heading over the bar. And he is certainly going to be the key man here, I think, this season, judging by the way he started here. And Fran Garcia with the corner again, swings it in. And there's another header. This time it was Sidiata just over the crossbar. We've had 11 attempts at goal in this opening half an hour. 12 attempts, sorry, 7 on target. We are seriously dominating this match at the moment. And luckily, like I say, we got the 2 early goals. So we have a very strong advantage here. And I'm very impressed with the side, how we seem to have settled into a rhythm early on in this game. Chiarodia picks it up here and knocks it forward to Fran Garcia. Now Kone plays it forward into Sidiata. That's a nice turn of pace from him. Plays it back to Constant Elias, and it's a poor finish really from Constant Elias, but a good save nonetheless from Jaugen Salves. And Emerson here with the resulting corner. Swings it into the near post again, and Kabak comfortably clearing. Katala picks it up. Finds the support with Chiarodia. Has to go backwards, and the move ends. Here's Emerson Royale, though, down this right-hand side. Plenty of highlights, all in our favour as well. Here's Kone now. Into Katala. That's a good strike again, and it bobbled in front of the keeper, and he got just enough on it again to turn it round the post. And if we somehow go away from this game without winning, I will be very, very upset because we have clearly dominated them here. And Katala trying to get the ball into the penalty area, and Emerson, unfortunately, was offside upon the return pass. But that first half, 70% possession nearly, completely dominating in relation to chances. But it's just the 2 early goals here that keep us ahead. And hopefully we can go again in the second half and really establish ourselves and get 3, maybe a third, maybe even a 4th goal. If we can keep up from the first half, there's no reason why we shouldn't be able to. But very much a contrast to the first half. We've not seen any highlights whatsoever, and I think we are going to make some changes now. We've done the job in the first half, it has to be said. Constantelias, we are going to bring off, and we're going to get Julius Almiron to that left-hand side. We could make some changes at the back, I suppose. Jiri Havel can come on for Anastasov to make his full league debut. Anastasov looks to have had a decent game. Yao Martins can come on for his debut as well for Fran Garcia, who's had, again, been very instrumental at left-back for us. I think, to be fair, we'll get Kasper Nilsson an opportunity up front, and Lewis Miley can come on for his full debut for Onelas, and we'll switch them 2 round and put Katala as the Carriero. And for the last 20 minutes or so, we'll have a look at some of the other new players, which is quite a nice luxury to have, because I think, to be honest, we are going to be comfortable here, despite it only being 2-0. Katala here into Sidiata. Now Fran Garcia losing possession, and it was a bit of a poor pass, to be honest. I'm not too sure why there's a highlight here, because sometimes you make substitutions and it automatically gives a highlight. So we'll see if anything comes of it. And here is Bayer, who's one of the favourites to be top scorer, in fact, this season. And Brian Gill is in, and that is a good save, actually, there from Collar. And it's Hoffenheim's first shot on target as our substitutions are made. And Özcan Kabak with a header. It's a lovely goal, actually, from that set piece. Özcan Kabak completely free. And unfortunately, the substitutions happened at the wrong time for us there. We couldn't set ourselves for the set piece. And it's only their second shot on target, and they've halved the deficit here. Katala here with a corner, swings it in. Chiarodia couldn't get there. Lewis Miley with an overhead kick there. And it's been, I don't know if it was blocked or saved from the keeper, but either way, it remains 2-1, but the move continues with Emerson's corner on the other side, easily cleared, and it falls for Chiarodia into Katala. And that's a nice pass, and it fell nicely for Kasper Nilsson. I think he was offside, which is a bit of a shame, because it's, like I say, it's his Bundesliga debut. It would be nice if it stood, but I don't think it will. It has. Well, we've extended our lead, and we'll have to keep a close eye on this one. Chiarodia into Katala. And I thought Chavlina actually got the touch. It wasn't. It was the defender Schultz who got the touch. And when Katala initially played the ball, Nilsson was onside. So he has his first Bundesliga goal on his debut, which is lovely to see. And despite conceding, that is an incredibly dominant performance. A shot on target for every 2 shots we've had. 26 attempts at goal we had today, 13 shots on target. We could be an aggressive force this season looking at that. It's just a case of getting that consistency in our game. But what a fantastic performance that was. And we certainly are giving ourselves something to build on after that. And I mean, there's so many reasons to be positive after that result. And I think, to be honest, qualifying for Europe is something that we should be expecting. As a club of Mönchengladbach's quality, we should now be challenging for European qualification every season. And after the way we've played there, there's no reason why we couldn't challenge potentially for Champions League qualification. I'd be happy with Conference League and Europa League, don't get me wrong. But if we can play like that in our next few matches against the likes of Wolfsburg and Augsburg, of course, who had the beating of us twice last season, I think we could be in for a very positive season. I mean, Javelina sends us top. It's the first game of the season, let's be honest. So we won't read too much into that, but that was a very good performance nonetheless. In terms of going forward, I will get a few games under our belts. Obviously, we've got the Europa League games to think about as well. And we'll probably come back for, I'd probably say Bayern Munich and Werder Bremen, in all honesty. Um, but again, after we've qualified for the Conference League, there might be European fixtures that come into place here as well. So Bayern Munich could be a definite, and we'll see what happens with the fixtures after that. But at home against Bayern is the target for the next episode. So until next time, guys, thank you very much for your support. Please like, subscribe to the channel. It is all greatly appreciated. I will see you all next time. This is Big Will, signing away.